Okay, here we go with the good news. This is from Mrs. Carrie Delabrew, who is an elementary teacher at Chilton Elementary School. She and her husband, Jim, are writing as parents who wish to share some positive experiences about their son, Ben, that he has had with his teachers, Matt Keel, Ethan Fritz, and Stephanie Bartles. They say that he is the type of student that's interested in unique stuff, and we're so thankful that he has had the chance to explore interests in class and also outside of class with these strong role models. Ben loves these teachers and has commented specifically about Mr. Keel. He says, I don't remember the exact wording, but something about how laid back he is, and we don't feel like doing anything bad because he just lets us do our thing. So good news for Mr. Keel at Chilton High School. This in from Mr. Bowman. He writes, through collaboration at the middle and high school and the generosity of the Chilton Area Foundation, Trout in the Classroom, TIC, will become a reality in the 2015-16 school year. Trout in the Classroom is a national program designed by Trout Unlimited that strives to incorporate real-world learning into the science programs of schools. Trout are carefully raised and cared for by students and later released into the wild. He writes, the learning objectives are aligned with many of the state standards. Lesson plans are provided for educators. Separate tanks will be provided at the high school and the middle school for students to have this learning opportunity throughout the school year. Just want to offer our congratulations again to Mr. Aaron Jewell. I know that I have done that on email to the board and to our staff, but I wanted to do it in this format as well. Mr. Jewell was selected as a Cole Fellowship, or a Cole Fellow through the Herb Cole Educational Foundation. He received a letter back in March indicating that this was from former Senator Herb Cole. Dear Mr. Jewell, it's my pleasure to inform you that you've been selected as a 2015 Herb Cole Fellowship recipient. You were chosen for this $3,000 grant from among many fine candidates because of your skill as a leader and agent for positive change and your superior ability to inspire love for learning. You and your school will receive a $3,000 grant and be recognized at a regional luncheon on Saturday, April 25th at Red Smith School in Green Bay. And a number of us attended that luncheon to help congratulate Mr. Jewell. I believe, I don't know about the past, but he is the only recipient so far to date of Chilton teachers that have received this honor. I don't know, Rich, you might know anybody. So we've had a number of them apply, but you're right. So it's a huge honor, and this is the 25th year of that scholarship or that recognition, and former Senator Cole tripled the amount of the grant given to the teacher as well as the school district. So it was a great year to win. This in from Sue Salcedo. She has a number of items. I'm not sure if Mrs. Lau has captured her photos here, but she writes about the 4th grade sleepover. 44 4th graders attended the annual 4th grade reading sleepover with 20 adults volunteering to supervise and help with food and cleanup. 11 adults stayed overnight. The last child was asleep by 1 a.m. A good time was had by all. I cannot imagine spending the night in the library with 44 4th graders, but Mrs. Salcedo has been doing this since I think 1995, she told me, so at least 20 years or better. Pretty amazing. She also writes, students and staff are being challenged to create cento poetry, which uses other authors' words to create a unique poem. Our cento poetry is created by using book spines. And the school board, she writes, is invited to create their own book spine poetry. So this poem goes, read anything good lately? Come with me. You read to me, I'll read to you. Millions, billions, trillions, books. Check it out. So April is apparently National Poetry Month. Then she writes about Screen Free Week. 77 families are participating in Screen Free Week, which began with children using their imaginations to create a couch potato. Screen Free Week is a time when parents and children are asked to evaluate the amount of time spent viewing television, using computers and tablets for recreation, plus smartphones, and instead choose a healthier, more productive lifestyle. So thank you to Mrs. Salcedo for all of those efforts. This in from Stephanie Bartles, science teacher at Chilton High School. She wants to write about the performance of the Science Olympiad team. They competed against 40 other teams from the state. There are no divisions, so all schools compete against each other regardless of enrollment. We had 9 students competing on Saturday in 17 events. 1 senior was on the team, so they're looking to grow the program next year. Top finishers were Catherine Holtz and Tiffany Halbach, 9th in invasive species, Molly and Josh Yan, 12th in fossils, Nicole Main and Morgan Schmitz, 14th in technical problem solving, Brandon Bonin and Michelle Main, 20th in protein modeling, and Morgan Schmitz and Molly Yan, 20th in green generation. And she writes how proud she was of the students' behavior and how well they represented Chilton High School and our community at that event. Mr. Holtz writes about the 6th grade Wisconsin Math League results, 6th through 8th grade. He said Max Rudick tied for 1st in the 8th grade division with a score of 33. He says a suitably engraved plaque will be awarded. He's the top student in the region. Chilton was the top team in Brown, Calumet, Sheboygan, Washington, Wapaka, and the Winnebago region with a score of 111. Second place was 103. 8th grade team took 8th out of 43 schools. The 6th grade team tied 30th out of 61 schools. 7th grade results not quite as strong, 14 out of 17 schools. But overall, great job. Candy Canix writes personal news. She writes, personal great news, April 17th marked 5 years cancer-free. That is indeed fabulous news. Mr. Bartles, Tracy Bartles from the Science Department writes, and I did share this with the board, but he asked that it be shared again. He wrote this on April 23rd. He says, I want you to know what an awesome day it was today at school. Besides great weather, it was great to be able to take students out to the school forest. While I was teaching my 4th block chemistry class in an outdoor classroom, I noticed how much the forest is being used. The disc golf course and the other outdoor areas were being used during that. Besides my class, the Adventure Ed class, the whole 4th grade, some elementary and middle school Phi-Ed classes, and I was told the whole kindergarten was out enjoying nature. Great to see that activity taking place, and that truly made it a beautiful day. And as you know, Mr. Bartles has been pretty instrumental in developing many of those outdoor areas, so I think this was personally very gratifying for him. He also writes that the Science 360 Energy and Greenhouse and Landscaping class braved the cold when they participated in a community service project with the Wisconsin DNR by helping them to plant 80 trees on Tuesday, April 21st in the Kill Snake Wildlife Area. The students planted a variety of trees in the area off of Lemke Road east of Chilton that had numerous tree kills by the hailstorm in May of 2000. They worked hard and they were able to plant all 80 in 1 hour. And this is the 2nd year Chilton High School participated in this project with the DNR. He also writes that Nick Kopitsky, who I believe is with us this evening, Chilton High School Junior, was the only student from Chilton who participated in the U.S. National Chemistry Olympiad exam. He took the local section of the exam in early March and was the top scorer in the 1st year chemistry division. This qualified him to take the national exam, which took place on April 11th at Hortonville High School. We have not received Nick's results yet, but he's the first Chilton High School student to qualify to take the national exam. Was it hard, Nick?
It was the hardest test I've ever taken.
Did you get your results since I received?
No.
So we're still waiting.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, good luck to you.
Thank you.
This in from Zach Plattner. He writes, yesterday in the Northeastern Wisconsin Scholastic Press Association Conference, awards for the organization's annual contest were announced, and the Prowler staff, Chilton High School newspaper, received the following 5 awards. First place in column humorous, Aaron Riley. First place in comic strips, Melody Hansen and Alicia Camber. Third place in news story general, Aaron Riley. Third place in feature story writing, entertaining, Danielle Schmitz. Third place in feature story personality profile, Kristen Bartle. The forensics team also did well at the Wisconsin High School State Speech Festival held on April 17th, and those results are gold medalists with perfect scores, 25 out of 25 points. Jenna Pleshak for solo acting, Adam Alkier and Rachel Padur for play acting. Silver medalists with a nearly perfect score of 23 or 24 out of 25 points. Kristen Bartle for prose, Catherine Holtz for poetry, Abby Sabo for Farrago, Danielle Schmitz for storytelling, and Emily Sante for solo acting. This in from Jennifer Hallbach. Mrs. Hallbach teaches 2nd grade at the elementary school. She writes, having worked with Mr. Dave Bears for the past 27 years, I would like to personally thank him for his service to the district. He's been a professional in every sense of the word and a wonderful resource for teachers, parents, and students. I would like to thank Dave for all he has done for so many students and adults over the years. He's a fabulous teacher and a great human being. I know that I am speaking for all of us at the elementary school when I say that he will be missed. We wish him well in his new endeavors as health and relaxation in his retirement. The Optimist Oratorical Contest was held in this room. Austin Dawson and Donna Bartle won, each taking home $100 and a medallion. They also earned spots in the district level contest, which will be held in Green Bay on May 2nd, where they each could earn up to a $2,500 scholarship. Now, in the interest of full disclosure, Mr. Plattner did go on to say, in truth, Austin and Donna were the only competitors in the local contest, but they both delivered very good speeches and certainly deserve credit for taking the time to participate. Terry Weber, who organizes the contest, asked that we publicize their participation, and I told them I would do that in this forum. And then, last but certainly not least, we would like to thank the Chilton Area Community Foundation. A number of teachers in our school district were awarded grants. Several school district of Chilton projects were awarded grants through the foundation, and they are as follows. $3,000 awarded to Mike Arndt for Challenge Day, $5,000 to Mr. Ty Brightlow for the Chilton High School reading support, $1,750 to Sue Salceder for Chilton Code Club, and $2,400 to Mr. Brad Bowman for Trout in the Classroom. This is a total of $12,150 coming to the school district through grants on behalf of the Community Foundation. And we want to thank them for their efforts in supporting what we do in the Chilton Public Schools. And that is my report.
Okay.